Sober Boundaries is designed as a discussion and information sharing platform when it comes to enjoying and having success in sobriety. Hey, one thing all humans can be sure of is at one time or another, something bad is going to happen to us. This, of course, is part of being alive. Fact is, so many bad things happen that we have assigned certain words to make the point of what degree of distress a bad situation is. For example, stubbing your toe and breaking your toe are both bad, but one is not as bad as the other, right? As we travel through life and have different experiences, we develop certain behaviors that, if we are fortunate, we learn which behaviors are bad and which are not. This is part of our normal growth process. Sometimes when we assign levels, we are confused at the fact that others don't always agree. What must be understood is everything that is alive and has the capability of reproduction is in competition. From the smallest bacteria to the largest animal, the living compete. The difference is environment. Life evolves, life adapts, mostly according to its environment. With humans, this process at some point determines what we believe is good or bad, right? Simple. Of course, yes, in some cases, genetics are a factor. For example, some humans are genetically susceptible to certain diseases such as diabetes, cancer, hypertension, as well as alcoholism and possibly drug addiction. You know, both my parents drank. My mother eventually stopped, but still I didn't see alcohol as bad, nor did I see some of the negative behaviors as bad. Unfortunately, when we spend years in an alcohol and drug abuse environment, our social compass can lose its true north. We can learn to do things that cause harm to others without a single bit of remorse. Some of us that are in recovery have a difficult time with the memories of the bad, sometimes terrible things done to us. Some of us use those memories as an excuse trigger to continue to use or constantly relapse. In many treatment system environments, these triggers are addressed. Yes, getting off and staying off alcohol and drugs is very, very, very difficult. Why? The short answer is you have to do a complete turnaround and love, not just like or be comfortable with, but you have to love the new person you have become. This new person has to be able to totally let that negative past go and embrace a positive mindset. One of the most critical areas that causes problems with having a positive attitude is forgiveness. Every one of us has memories of being betrayed, belittled, robbed, physically mistreated, and so on and so forth. To totally put these memories to rest, the person or persons that did these horrid things must be forgiven. To some of us, the thought of forgiveness brings a level of rage to our heart. But you know, spiritually, if we want to be forgiven, then we must forgive. I have learned over the years that forgiveness can give an unexpected level of peace that is priceless. All right. Okay, now stay with me. There are volumes of information regarding forgiveness that can take months to digest. So right now, let's just look at the 3 basic stages of forgiveness that I found in the writings of the late Professor Lewis B. Smedes, who was a pioneer on forgiveness. First things first, the definition of forgiveness is the intentional and voluntary process by which a victim undergoes a change in feeling and attitude regarding an offense and overcomes negative emotions such as resentment and revenge. So let's look at the first stage of forgiveness. Stage 1. We must rediscover the humanity of the person who hurt us. Let's face it, when we think of this person, all that comes to mind is the crime or the deed that they committed against us. For example, if they stole to us, they're a thief. If they deceived us, then they're a liar. If they told on us, then they are a snitch. To begin our journey into peace, start seeing them as where they were before the deed was done. Close your eyes and return to that time. This had to be a time of trust and cooperation, or you wouldn't have been hanging with them. Meditate on this until you begin to have a different opinion. Okay, remember, this will take a while, but odds are this period was enjoyable, right? Okay, let's move on. Now, stage 2 may seem tough, but it's worth the trip. Here we go. Stage 2. We must give up our right to get even. Yeah, sucks. Yes, we want our enemies to suffer, but at what price to us? Most of us are dwelling on situations that the perpetrator has totally forgot about. I remember a 35-year-old in a group session angry at a father that he didn't even know if the man was dead or alive. The majority of those folks that we hold a grudge against could care less about us. So, why do we care about that event? Think about it. Life is short. And ask yourself, does that person care about your life? No. So, why are you wasting your life on thinking of ways to get even? Now, this fact could possibly help you. Remember, when we give up vengeance or getting even, make sure you're not confusing this with giving up on justice. I never thought about that, did you? So, what's the difference between revenge and justice? Revenge is personal satisfaction. Justice is a moral accounting, like a fine or a jail time or some other cost, whether it be monetary or physical. I'll share with you an example of this that happened in my life toward the end of this video. All right, stage 3. We have to change how we feel. Once we have decided to see the perpetrator as something other than their offense, and we decided to let go of the thoughts of getting even, we can begin to feel differently about them. In the past, we only felt hate, even if we disguised that hate from others. When we begin to forgive and develop a forgiving heart, then thinking about this person, our growth will allow us to have a different feelings, and these feelings will quickly fade away. Think about the other things in your life you can be concerned about when this person is no longer occupying a dark corner in your mind. There will come a time when you will ask yourself, why did I even think about this situation? Because quite frankly, we can't change the past anyway, right? Right. Okay, now my story. Check this out. A few years ago, I was asked to share my experiences with drug and alcohol addiction with some at-risk teenagers. They were in trouble. One of those experiences was me being arrested with a friend for cocaine possession. I figured I was arrested because the cocaine was on the ground next to me, and they let him go after we were questioned. I got my arrest records from the police so I can make a PowerPoint slide presentation. As I was looking over my arrest record, I saw his name was on the record. And to my surprise, he was listed as the evidence witness. I eventually spent months in jail because of this arrest. Now, I am not the same person I was at the time of the arrest. The decision I made years ago to stop using alcohol and drugs included not looking back and worrying about the past. I ran into him a year or so after I saw the arrest record. Right. I didn't, and I never will, ask him about his role in that event. I have learned that part of quality sobriety is to forgive, let go of bad memories, and continue to seek wisdom that will add value to my life. I hope you gained some wisdom from this episode as I learned its lessons the hard way. One final thought. If revenge ever raises its ugly head to you, think of this and remember it. The best revenge is to live well. Remember that. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so when we present another episode, you'll be notified. We also would like for you to post questions or comments on the site and let us know what you would like to see from us. My name is Wade Davis. Thanks for joining us. Take care. See you next time.